Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video will be about Ayesha Curry and her conversation with Jada Pinkett Smith on Red Table Talk. I believe it aired last night. So if you don't know, social media, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff, people have been going in on Ayesha Curry because she did a Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett and talked about how she has trouble with some of the groupies that approach Steph Curry. If you don't know, Ayesha Curry is married to Steph Curry. You know, I don't know what position he plays. What is he? I don't know. He plays for the Golden State Warriors. And she talked about how the groupies and all that stuff bothers her. And she also made mention of how she doesn't get as much attention from the opposite sex as she used to. And that kind of makes her feel some type of way. She also talked about her anxiety and things like that, and how she's dealt with all those problems in the past. Some of the other people who were involved was Steph Curry's mom, his sister, and I don't know who that third girl was. I think she's Doc Rivers' daughter, but I think she's engaged to one of Steph's brothers or something. I'm not entirely sure. I can't remember, but I know she was Doc Rivers' daughter. And they talked about a whole host of things. They talked about the groupie thing. They talked about being married to a celebrity or being married to a basketball player. They talked about kind of keeping your own identity. They talked about race. And so the thing I want to focus on today is Ayesha Curry's comments about marriage. I'll start with the part that everybody's been talking about. Her making mention of the fact that she doesn't get as much attention from the opposite sex, from men outside of her marriage, as her husband does when it comes to women. I want to start with the comments she specifically made about her feeling, insecure because she doesn't get as much attention from the opposite sex as her husband gets from groupies, from female groupies. So I know a lot of people feel like, she's kind of perpetuating some sort of like inadequacy in her marriage. I want to say, first off, I don't necessarily think that they have a huge problem in their marriage. I don't know them, obviously. I really don't know too much about their marriage in general. I know they have like 3 kids, but I don't think it's this huge deal like people are making it out to be. I think that what Ayesha is saying is that she's wanting to be desired. And I think every woman on the face of this earth can relate to that. Whether you're a wife, whether you're married or you're not married, you always want to be desired. Like, you want to feel attractive. You want to be not necessarily desired by everyone. So let me clarify. You don't necessarily want to be desired by everyone, but you do want to feel attractive. You want to feel like you look good. You want to feel like, you haven't gained too much weight. You want to be somebody that people look at and goes, oh, she's attractive. So if we're talking about just strictly people saying, just taking notice to what you look like, that I don't see an issue with. If she is talking about it, and see, this is the part where it gets kind of fuzzy to me because she didn't go into too much detail about specifically what she was talking about in regards to was she talking about, like, she wants people to like want to have sex with her or just people to find her attractive. So if she's wanting people to be sliding her DMs and trying to find her attractive in that way, I think that's where it becomes a problem. So I know from a man's perspective, you should only want the man that you're married to desire you or want you or find you attractive. I don't think that's realistic. I don't think it's realistic for you to be in a marriage, in a relationship with an attractive person and think that you are the only person that's going to desire them, or you're the only person who's going to find them attractive or, be attracted to them. And I know for me, men have tried to hit on me while I've been married, and I'm flattered, but I'm not interested. That's kind of my point of view of it. I don't get my self-worth and value in people feeling attracted to me or hitting on me. So I think that part does speak to a huge insecurity within her. Again, I didn't get the huge deal like everyone else did, because I recognize that most women feel this way. I don't know the details of her marriage. I mean, if this is something, if the insecurity thing has taken over and she, is stalking, or not really stalking, but, very, very jealous and things like that, that's where it becomes a huge issue. And I think it's normal for a woman to be married to somebody who's famous, rich, and attractive. I mean, even though Steph Curry ain't really my cup of tea, but I mean, I guess he's attractive by most people's standards. I'm smart enough to know that. If you're married to someone like that, and they've got all this attention, they've got endorsement deals, they're a superstar, and I think it's somewhat normal for you to feel insecurity. I think it's normal for you to question yourself sometimes, like, oh, well, am I enough for this person? This person can have anybody in the world and they choose to stay with me, blah, blah, blah. I think that's normal for you to do that. I think when it creeps in, it seeps into your marriage and causes other problems, like I said, severe jealousy. If she was like, checking his phone, following him around, doing all that kind of stuff, then I think that's where the problem would lie for me. But her just kind of going through those emotions here and there does not speak to me that her and Steph are on the verge of divorce. I think she was being vulnerable, and I think this is another point that I would like to make. As a woman, I think, and I spoke about this on one of my other videos, I think vulnerability is always looked at as a negative. She was being honest and putting her business out there in the streets. I mean, I wouldn't do that, but she put her business out there and, was being honest and forthcoming on this Red Table Talk with Jada, and, just put it all out there. And I think people are being a bit harsh. I'm not going to say that, she's not going to get criticism, because, I mean, you're famous and you're in the spotlight and you're on TV and you're seeking attention. So I don't think that people are wrong for criticizing her or having an opinion. I just think when people start dragging her and saying that she's this, a pick-me or whatever people are calling it nowadays, but I didn't get that. I got somebody who gets insecure at times because of their status of their husband. And she did make mention of when there's groupies around that she tends to try to insert herself because, she said she made a comment like, she's a grown woman, I can insert myself. And she wants Steph to introduce her and, not have to introduce herself. Again, those are things I've heard women say who aren't married to Steph Curry or married to a celebrity. Women say that all the time. And to me, that's a respect issue. If I'm standing there and somebody walks up and they don't know, that they're not familiar with Ayesha, you just keep talking to them, you don't even introduce, that's rude. And that's the kind of stuff that I think would kind of sow the seeds of discord in a marriage, because there's a lack of acknowledgement, there's a lack of respect there, that you're not trying to have your wife or your spouse out on the front street. You're trying to, it seems like you're trying to hide them, or you not even acknowledge them. You don't want anyone to know that they're there. So I appreciated some of the things that she said. I do think if she's acting in a way that is, very, very insecure, or doing things that is, detrimental to their marriage, like I said, the jealousy thing, or if, she's checking his phone, or if she's, going above and beyond to try to get the groupies away, I think that speaks to a bigger issue, because you shouldn't have to do that. If you trust your husband, if you think your husband's not interested in groupies, you shouldn't have to go the extra mile to make sure he's not sleeping with other women. He's a grown man. He knows what comes with this type of fame, this type of money. He knows that women are going to throw themselves at him. And I always respect, I can't remember what basketball player this is, but I know it was a couple years ago. It was a basketball player that said, or a football player that said, he doesn't even put himself in situations where he can cheat. He makes sure he's not in that situation. And I think for men, it is important for men to do that, because especially if you know yourself. Of course, there's exceptions to every rule. Some men are very strong-willed and that kind of stuff doesn't bother them. But some men know that their flesh is weak and they just don't even put themselves around it. So I think if we had more insight as to what, if Ayesha had a specific situation or something that she was referencing or thinking about, we could have more insight as to, their marriage being in trouble. But I don't think someone saying that I want to feel attractive, I want, I want people to say that I'm attractive, or, I don't really see the issue with that. But if you're specifically saying, and I might have to go back and watch it, but if she's specifically saying that she wants other men other than her husband to slide in her DMs and be attracted to her and try to talk to her, I think, while I think that's still normal to want people to be attracted to you, I think you do have to kind of dig a little deeper and say, well, I mean, is she getting the attention that she needs from her husband? Why does she feel the need to get all this attention outside? Again, I don't think it's something that's just massive like people are making it out to be, but I do think it's a topic worth discussing. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.